Hello everyone, Project Cherryton presents the Cherryton Podcast featuring me, Werewolf, and wquiz.
What's poppin'?
This week we are joined by Flying Blue 123
Flying Blue 123, Carl Serrano in the house.
and LightLite.
Hello.
Alright, let's get talking about the new chapter, chapter 183. That is wild.
I'm telling you, man.
183, our own planetarium.
Dude, the cover itself, like the cover page itself, looks like Batman versus Superman. Like, it
Yeah.
can't get any more intense than that.
Yeah, to be honest though, I kind of forgot who the person on the left was.
I think he was like a jaguar from the last thing, maybe. Yeah. All I know is that there's some horns, there's some spots, and there's some sexual tension.
Dang, compared to the shading to like chapter 1 to like chapter 183, like this shading has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I will say I've completely forgotten that Yafia and Gosha were part of this arc.
Oh yeah.
They're buddies. They're buddies.
So to start this page, it was very out of the blue. I wasn't expecting another chapter of this. I was like, finally, we're gonna be progressing in this arc.
I have this creeping fear. I can't shake it. I don't know if I should say this at the very beginning of episode 1 of the Cherryton Podcast.
Spoiler?
But it can't be a spoiler because I don't read these until they come out on Manga Decks. I don't read the RAWs or anything. I don't speak Japanese. I just have this creeping suspicion that either Yaya or Gosha are not gonna make it through the end.
I have a feeling that Gosha isn't gonna make it.
Yeah, I think that's like gonna be the final impact for Legoshi.
Yeah,
Dude, everyone's all doom and gloom, but like I'm worried for Agata.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Agata.
I'm scared for him.
Dang, it's like a nice guy finished last, you know. He's like the people who are getting nice are really
They've
getting
been
the
focusing
crap out
a
of
little
this.
too much on him and Melon.
Yeah.
Our sweet boy.
Yeah. I think Gosha is a bit too pure for the universe of Beastars, especially with the whole riot things going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just like fake punching Yaya, just like, let's just talk it out while I caress your face with my knuckles.
That frame is like very satisfying to look at because it's not very often you get to see like a full frame of a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot
Wow.
of background here. Paru does do a great job with details, and there are a lot of them in here.
Oh yeah. The details so much better.
I think she mentioned like Louis is probably the hardest one of the characters to draw.
I think the best panel is the completely black one. That's
Yeah,
the
page
time.
12.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it took to draw that
I
one.
think we got some extra time making that one.
Yeah. Filler page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the things that I wish that she did do is I wish she brought back the look of the dark thing, like just the line art. That it was in Ibuki's death scene and at the very beginning, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been pretty cool to have back, but it looks good.
I don't know about you guys, but like my favorite page is like page 15 because like that like top of the page of 15, like that's Beastars like in a nutshell.
Yeah, wow. But
Like-
I also love how it's saying that the carnivores can see clearly in the darkness, but it shows only their eyes and it shows all of the herbivores because that's what the carnivores are seeing.
Yeah, very spooky.
I feel like that's good.
That's spooky.
Very
Yeah.
Beastarsy.
I do wonder.
A new saying.
Yeah, I do wonder though, like how would that? I feel like if they were to put this in the Netflix scene, it'd probably be like the same as season 1 with a bunch of red eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then page 18 is wonderful.
Oh yeah.
He's doing that strut walk.
Wearing his
Converse.
his knee pads and his cookie
honest,
tees.
but I thought he had one of those things that like people wear when they're on house arrest.
Oh yeah, like
man.
an ankle bracelet or something.
Yeah,
It is very easy to forget that he's like 50 years old.
Yeah.
is that horse 50?
I think Yaya is like 50-ish.
Dang, he's ripped.
He looks 20.
I think it's whack that Gosha's like 50-ish and he's a grandfather. Because does it say when he had Liano?
He's an old folk.
Time to go to the wiki.
Uh-oh.
Yaya is 51.
Whack.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad in the. And I know we're talking about this chapter, but I'm really glad in the last chapter, TV finally made an appearance again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's my boy. There's my boy.
And then there's the whole translation thing. That was fun.
I am totally for penis. Sorry if that's too explicit for you guys.
It's all Beastars, man.
It's Beastars related.
I hate everything about Riz. I could have done without anything to do with him.
Oh, one popular opinion.
I don't know. I would not want to get beat up by Riz, man. That looks scary.
I think he definitely looks a lot more tame now, both figurative and literally.
No.
Yeah, and if hint he's dating Pina, he's got to have calmed down
I'm not for
at least
that.
a little
That's
bit.
awful. That is the worst.
I mean, you can say that.
We have
I think you're the unpopular
there-
opinion here.
the only sane person in the
No, I'm definitely the only sane person, alright? There's a lot of times where it's a very stereotypical or cliche thing where it's like, oh, this person kidnapped this person, but now they're in love. But it's really different because Riz is a literal murderer, and like, he kidnapped him and used him as like a hostage. And then like, there's nothing in between. It's just there was that, and then like 100 chapters later, they're hanging out. It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, at the end of the day, they are like teenagers, I guess.
yeah.
No, they're 18, so I guess.
I love how they keep adding the funny edits at the end of the chapters.
Oh, that makes it so much better. Yeah.
Yeah, the love is Melanie, a forbidden love between an herbivore and a carnivore. Slaps roof of manga. This bad boy can fit so many doujinshi in it.
Man, that would make a really good like Discord sticker. That just picture of power right there.
I want that as like an emote.
Do you think all these chapters are happening like at the same time, or is it like? Because I think it's happening like at the same time. Like, well, Legoshi's fighting, those characters. This is happening at the same time, or
Those characters.
I think it's a little sequential. I think the riots started after the Inarigumi thing had finished.
As a JoJo fan, I've had enough of worrying about when chapters take place, alright?
That's
so
Heyo.
many chapters of JoJolion have just been, oh man, what time is this? 'Cause it's like a ticking time bomb, but like that.
Yeah,
like,
I'm on season
the only
3.
thing on time was like a clock in like the last chapter.
Speaking of JoJo,
Help.
on page 16 they talk about service tension, and I cannot think about service tension without thinking about Darby the Gambler.
Oh, man. Go ahead, Mr. Juster.
I don't even
Go
think
ahead,
about that dude.
Mr.
When I think
Joster.
about JoJo, I've just been thinking about JoJolion. The next
Yeah,
chapter
I haven't
actually
gotten there yet.
comes out in like 12 days or something.
As someone
Sick.
who doesn't watch JoJo in the slightest, I have
Or
no
read.
idea what's going on.
I mean, I appreciate Beastars though because like it gives me something else to read. Like there's so initially because it was just JoJolion, it's like, well, time to wait another month for a new chapter. But with like Beastars, it holds me over until that next chapter.
Yeah, because it's like weekly. That's nice.
So how would y'all get into Beastars in the first place? Like, it was like it's like Beastars. Like, whoa,
Netflix.
what's this?
My buddy
I thought
boy
it was something
Izuko.
entirely different.
My buddy boy Izuko. He's on the server. You guys probably met him before. He started watching it because he was going on a plane trip to Utah, and
Mhm.
I was like, you know what, bet I'm gonna finish it before you can. He was like, okay, I doubt you can beat me, and then I finished it in 4 hours.
Wow, 4 hours! Holy crap! What about you, Werewolf? How'd your first start?
One day, I was just scrolling Netflix because at that point I thought that Netflix didn't have anything good. And then I come across Netflix original Beastars, and I thought, oh, this is some furry anime. Okay, I'll put it off until later. And then I watched the first episode, and I literally could not get enough of it, and I finished it that day. And
Wow.
then 2 weeks later, I finished up the manga in 2 days. All the way up to
I
like
thought
160
Beastars was
something.
something entirely different. Arguably, you could say that like what I thought it was better than what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because like when I saw it, I thought like at first it's definitely a furry anime, but like I was always seeing the same like picture from the manga where it's like Legacy with his with the suspender outfit. I was like, oh, so it's like a 1960s noir detective type thing.
Oh wow.
And my concept of it was like actually so dope, and I was kind of really let down, but at the same time, I also adore the series, so it's whatever.
Nice. Well, after I finished watching it in 4 hours, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what happens to Louis here. Also, I watched the sub first, and then I watched it again with the dub, because that's how you're supposed to do things. That's my hot take. But,
I got into the series because of memes, actually. Nice. I saw the pictures everywhere on Instagram, like Beastars this, Beastars that, and then one day I saw, I guess someone did a dub of a scene where Louis is talking. Louis. He's talking to Legoshi, he puts his hand in his mouth, but it's dubbed. He's talking to him about Pickle Rick. He's like,
"Oh yes,
not Legoshi." He turns himself into a pickle. That's what got me into
shit I've ever seen.
I'm like, does he really sound? Does he say that? In like, I know he doesn't say it in anime, but does he sound like that? So I had to like sit down and watch the entire series in 2 days.
You just have to do that.
After I finished watching it, I decided to read the manga, and that took me 2 days. And then that ultimately led me to coming into this project. So big circle of life, I guess.
Yeah. How'd you guys find this project? Tell me about your experience on joining Project Cherryton.
I'm gonna let LightLite talk, and then I'm gonna give you my full story on how I'm here.
Yeah, because I run the gimmick account, Images that Precede Legendary Events. I'm sort of well known, and so I was approached. I don't know if I was approached per se. I think I kind of was, and then we talked about it, and they recommended auditioning, and I wasn't sure about it, and I complained about Casting Call Club because I hate that website, and then they were like, you gotta audition, so I did, and then ended up as a background role.
Nice.
Hey,
so nice.
Sweet. Yeah, the person that used to do all the connections got fucking kicked out. Pardon my French. Jeez, sorry. Because they were gross, and we didn't want them to be here anymore. I should have
been able to tell, considering they were approaching me of all people to audition.
Yeah.
And the other I think it was Werewolf. How'd you get into Project Cherryton?
Oh well, I started the first episode of Beastars I watched, and I heard Harlequin Rabbits. It's one of my favorite parts, and I absolutely loved it. And that's whenever I found out that the music of Beastars is going to be top notch. So then, after I listened through it all, and I started making remixes of Beastars music. I made a jazz remix of Juno Is in Love, and that got like 40 views. And then after I'd read the manga up to like 175 or something, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make a melon theme. I did that, and then it just exploded. And I got onto the featured creators of the r/Beastars Discord. And then from there, the person above me was wquiz over here with Project Cherryton. And so I went up to him, DM'd him, and said, well, heck, I can do the music because I want to. And he brought me in, and here we are.
And here's the full fun inception sort of thing about this. We released episode 1 of the Cherryton dub on the same day that Werewolf released the melon the melon theme.
Oh, so dang.
It was in my recommended tab, and I clicked on it, and I was like, "Yo, this is pretty whack. I'm vibing to this." And I went to Maya, and I went to Swift. Swift used to be one of the heads, but she's gross. I went to them, and I was like, "Hey, this dude is pretty sick. I am able to figure out how to get a hold of him. If you want to bring him on for music later on, I will totally do that." Because I'm the PR guy, the networking rep for the project. So I got to be able to get a hold of people. But ironically enough, so after we got featured, they basically said, hold up for a minute. We're only like 1 episode in. We can contact him later on. And I was like, okay, sweet. So fast forward like 3 days, and then Werewolf gets in contact with me, and I'm like, hold up. Nice.
It's a
So
small
that's-
world.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
with like new fandoms like this.
Oh yeah, it's been a pretty nice community. Nothing too crazy, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
not gotten toxic yet.
Yeah, when I got into the Project Cherryton, like after watching Beastars, I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna give it a shot of voice acting because we're all home all day, you know, we got to start working from home. So like I saw the project online, and I think I messed up a total of 3 times when I auditioned for that because I signed up for there was someone who looked like Tem the alpaca, but it was like the female version. I forgot what her name was.
What else?
Els. So, because I'm terrible with names, I thought Els was Tem. So I read the audition slot, thinking that was Tem, and they're like, wrong character.
Ooh.
So I
I've
go.
done that before too.
So my next mistake was I go to the audition slide for background, and I put in my demo reel, and they're like, "Nope, you did that wrong. You're supposed to read this." I'm like, "Now they're really not going to accept me." And then eventually, I think it was Swift or someone else redeemed me, and they said you got the role as Zoe, and I jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a couple months later. Now we're here, and we're doing a podcast.
And for
Oh, good.
people who are sort of new to this, this is the 3rd rendition of this project.
Hmm.
There were 2 others, and we kind of killed one of them.
I mean, I've done the same thing. It was like Steel Ball Run manga dubs, and I was like Johnny in all 3 of them, but like the first 2 kind of fell through for reasons.
Yeah.
Then because of that, I kind of like domino affected a voice acting group into existence with like 50 plus members. But I have a question. It's an interesting one. Regardless of whoever you guys were like auditioning for, who did you guys like really want to be for the dub?
Well, I got Bill on accident. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm sticking to that.
Oh, tell that
Because-
story. Tell that story, please.
Okay, I will, because this, I've told this like 50 times in the last 2 months. Okay, so I joined the r/Beastars server. I was on it for a couple of days, and I had finished the manga. I was totally caught up. I freaking loved it. I was totally obsessed. And I was just looking around, because like you can't really get friendly on a server with 20,000 members, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's just kind of like cold and big. But so I was just searching around, looking through all the tabs that I hadn't read, like all the channels that weren't read, and one of them had networking in it, and it was the link. It was an invite to the server, the project that this one spawned off of. So I joined it, and like I joined it while auditionings were while auditions were happening.
Ooh.
Like so not only was I completely totally lucky with that, I had no time to prepare, and I was like, well, I've been kind of wanting to do voice acting like as a side interest, but I haven't like actively looked for it, so I guess this is my chance. And I tried it, and I grabbed my laptop, I went into my closet, I pushed aside all my clothes, I like stood with my laptop on my shelf, wearing like Bluetooth earbuds and using that mic, and I did the audition for Bill. Absolutely aced it. Like no preparation. It was just complete accident.
Nice.
And now I'm the co-head of the project.
What would you tell your past self when you first picked up that microphone?
I'd say start saving early so you can get a blue Yeti.
To prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Oh yeah.
Does Light and Werewolf? Do you guys voice a character? I forgot. I'm sorry.
I do not.
Background, I voiced the angry fox boy in episode 3.
Nice.
Yeah, though initially, it's kind of like a 3 character thing. So firstly, there's Kai, who Bill plays, And
Yo.
I mean, I couldn't audition for him because by the time I was in, that was kind of too late. But I wanted to go for him because in the anime, he's voiced by the same voice actor. I don't know his name, but he does Gyacho in Part 5 of JoJo, and I frequently a lot of people consider that to be like my best role. I voice stuff from him a lot, and the most prominent thing about him, I think, is like he has like a natural growl to his voice, and that's something that that's something I have when I voice act too, where like I don't try, but like I usually have to try not to for like other roles, and it's not like that's something that happens when I speak, but whenever I do it, I like this natural growl that would be kind of perfect for it, and that's why I wanted to do him. And it's audible in like Fox one, the kind of thing I'm talking about. So I obviously couldn't go for him, and I did have interest for maybe being Louis, but of course I don't think my voice is deep enough. But I know I could play the part well. And then and then there was Tem, the only actual character that I auditioned for.
Hey, same.
Which I did not get because I was also kind of semi-taken. So I just kind of got screwed over, and now I'm just kind of holding over for the next round of auditions after like chapter 100 or whatever.
Nice.
Maya, well, one of the things about this project was that it was a fallback. It was kind of a safety net because the first project we were in was not managed very well, and there were not great policies. For example, like they were doing recordings by basically doing a table read in a voice chat with like crappy bitrate and recording it with Craigbot. So
Dang.
not a great way of going about doing things.
I hate them so much.
Yeah. When I first saw this, yeah. Oh my bad. I'm keep going.
I'm almost done. So we had this as like a fallback, and then there was like a decently large fight, and we were like slowly siphoning members from the old project over here, and basically saying, if you come over here, we can guarantee that you keep your role. And Maya already had Tem and Call It, so that it was kind of already taken.
Yeah, nothing's more awkward than when there's tension like in a chat with like 50 other people. You know.
Hey.
But when I definitely auditioned for Tem, like I said, like it was a mistake. Because when it comes to voice acting, I always go for I work my way from generic voice to like unique voice. So I started off with like, hey, I'm Tem, look at me, scream. And
I always do my semi-normal one, maybe slight inflections or a different pitch, but I never go for that. That kind of always upsets me.
Y'all have a really good voice, with these characters. Like you, Bill, and your Coyote. Like, dude, you guys nail it.
Yeah,
I'd have to switch into voice acting mode, which I don't know if I can do in my current state.
I always just gotta look in a mirror and be like, because I already voiced 3, but I don't think 2 of them are gonna make an appearance in it. But I'm like, not how can I make it better, but how can I make it different?
Yeah.
I don't do that. I think everyone makes voice acting too complex. I just look up and go, "Oh man, this is too intense," or something like that.
Yeah, nice.
I don't get my head in the mind space. I don't do any of that. I just do it.
I give it like characteristics. What do you do, Bill?
I don't know. I don't know what I do.
I gotta look at the characteristics in the character stuff. Like, how would that sound like? Because I got a lot of inspiration from like old Disney stuff too. If you see a big boy, you'd be like, he's gonna be big. If you see a little like weakling, it's like, hey, I'm not so strong.
Yeah. I don't take care of my voice at all.
Really hard.
I am absolutely terrible when it comes to preserving my vocal cords. Like, just scream all the time.
I do too, but I've never even like hurt myself doing it. Like, I've been doing this for a year, and there's never been a time where I've lost my voice. There's never been a time where I've strained my voice.
Whack.
Article, yeah.
And I like, freaking. I found out recently, I guess, like, I accidentally am doing the proper techniques for that. So,
That's good. As long as you got water. As long as you got water, you know. Get like
no,
a holy
I don't
water.
even do that.
Oh dang.
I'm in pep band at my school, and they're like my favorite school related outings. So like we go to the basketball games for the school, and like we just play like pep tunes, and it's a great time. But I absolutely shred my voice at those things.
Dang.
That's why I chose percussion.
Sorry for asking, but what's a pep tune?
It's like
He's a
pop music, but
cheerleader.
like shorter and more
March bandy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a marching
more
band
like
play.
it's arranged for like brass and woodwinds and stuff.
Marching
Oh, that
band.
sounds fun.
Very cool.
That sounds fun.
I've got a bit of a thought process. How many files do you guys have of just like you screaming?
I don't have a lot of me screaming, but
Oh,
I have
I
a big
definitely
folder
have
of like
some, dude. I'm gonna
auditions.
type
That
in
No,
is
same
definitely
here.
a voice
documents.
actor thing that I am not a part of.
Yeah.
Oh,
As far as screaming goes, it's another project, but it's still Beastars. I got the role as Tem, but it's abridged, so it's full of memes and whatnot. And I look, I don't consider myself like a mean guy, but I get a little bit awkward when I have to say curse words. So
I don't, not at all. I mean, I never do that normally, but like when I do, it just flows through perfect.
and it's, yeah.
I've been wanting to get like a stupid, like not serious role, and I
Dude, I'm the
can't get it.
opposite. I can't
I
get
just-
any serious role.
I just want to not have to deal with being dramatic. I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be able to
It'll
scream.
come. It'll come around. I have to drop the end of like the first 30 seconds. I drop like 5 S bombs. I'm like, man, like, you know, my family's gonna watch this. It's like, Mom, look, I gotta
for this.
I will say, my favorite thing is messing with my voice, especially in ways that sound like they hurt, but they actually don't, because I've like never hurt myself. And I have like audio recordings of me doing just that. I'm sure I have some of me just like pure screaming, which is super fun.
Well, I accidentally figured out how to throat sing.
Okay.
Respect for that,
Do you want me to demonstrate?
dude. Yeah, I went like I was nice.
I'm just listening to my raw yelling. I found
Oh,
that file.
I want to hear it like in the middle of a forest, really foggy.
Oh yeah, just me like T-posing next to a tree, just doing that. I go into VR chat and just screw with people by doing that.
My computer isn't good enough for
People
VR
don't
chat,
like me
but I
there.
own VR.
Mm.
My laptop, oh man, if it was just like one notch worse, I could not do anything with it.
Yeah, I can run VR chat for I think 14 minutes before it crashes.
Whack! I have to set it up and then put like an external fan next to my computer.
I just remember that recently I did like there's this project where I was like just do a Chills impression. I have the file.
Teen, warm proof of kinship.
I mean I'm pretty.
The last thing you'd want in your Beastars manga is a bloodthirsty tiger.
Yes,
As it turns out, that may be what you
I
got.
wanted us to say something about sewer rats.
yes. Speaking of Beastars, like a music man, what do you think is like? Because like, you know, Beastars like half jazz, half classical. What do you think is like the best mix for like a Beastar story? Jazz, classical, or a little bit of both?
To be honest, I think Satoru Kosaki nailed it. And hello, we are joined by Smoke now.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Okay, so back to what I was saying. I think that the classical and jazz thing is amazing. I absolutely love it. And while it doesn't fit exactly with the later seasons of Beastars, I think that Satoru Kosaki did beautifully. To be honest, Beastars has been my favorite anime OST, and perhaps one of my favorite OSTs of anything, and that includes stuff like Undertale.
Ooh,
That's a bold statement.
Very bold, but I believe it 100%.
Yeah. Let's introduce our new buddy here, Smoke. How's it going, Smoke?
I'm doing alright. How about you guys?
We vibing up in here.
Yeah, we're just talking
It's
about
like a-
Beastars.
Thunderstorm. So if you hear any like thunder clash or anything,
Wait,
probably coming from my end.
I'm getting thunder too. Do we live near each other?
Do you live at the east side?
I'm in central Illinois.
South Florida is just lizards, beer, and rain. You know.
Whack.
Oof.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like
voice
the music is amazing. And going back to voice acting, I initially tried out for Jack whenever his character got reopened, but then I found out that my voice is just not Jack. My voice is way too deep for any sort of.
I auditioned for Jack, but I think I botched it because like I couldn't be loud because and like I kind of had to rush it because I knew someone else was gonna get it if I didn't do it. So it was like, well, if I don't do it right now, even though I'm not my best, I'm not gonna have a chance of getting it at all. So
I personally really liked your audition, but we had a situation for those listening. The guy who we had playing Jack, I'm not gonna drop a name, mostly because I don't remember what his name was because I didn't know him. He after episode 1 dropped, he was like, "Yeah, I don't have enough time to put into this project, so I gotta go."
Ooh.
And we were all of the mods were just like, "Dude, why?" And, so we had to recast, and there were a lot of people auditioning. There were at least 5 or 6, maybe even more than that.
Dang.
Yeah, and you decided to use the onion scene as,
Oh, boy.
as the audition.
Yeah. And Jack's a fun character. He looks like it's really fun being part of the 701 boys.
Oh yeah.
We need another 701 boys chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My yeah.
I think I would be okay if chapter 184 was just 701. I think I'd be okay with that.
My girlfriend Mo, which is she was like a little in the last chapter. She helped me find the voice for Durham because I was so like, how am I gonna do his voice? So we took Ryuji from Persona 5 and toned it down like 5 notches. So it was like, you went alone to the Game Awards? Like, do it lower. You went alone to the Game Awards? Yeah, it's Durham, man. He's just low. He's
That
vibing.
works. Yeah.
Yeah, that crazy.
I know
No,
nothing
I
about the
wanna-
Persona games, so I'm
I
just
don't know. That's
Me neither, but they have really funny characters.
I don't care about that.
Womp womp.
Heck, man, I'm just looking through all these files, and I just remembered a really good thing I did that now I'm gonna have to show you guys once we're done. Just me screaming.
Whack.
Ah.
I gotta bring up the thumbnail, or just like the screen, the
Shout out,
art
gang.
done by Creamy Official.
Who is amazing.
Yes, Creamy
Pure
Boy.
talent. Pure talent.
We have to appreciate you, Creamy. If you try to downplay our appreciation, we will just appreciate you more.
Yeah.
Let us appreciate.
Top tier art.
Creamy's been everywhere on social media, at least on Twitter and Facebook, because I haven't checked those, but at least on Instagram, like, I've seen like almost like 12 different pages say like, this is Creamy. It's like amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all
yeah.
over my Instagram.
We have so many amazing artists in this project, and
And
I
I'm not
could
one
not
of
be
them.
more thankful. Oof. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's good to be thankful. It was like, it's like when you put a bunch of good artists together, man, you got like Picasso made a baby right there. We got a fruit salad of talented.
Actually, I need to make an artist role and have people who have that.
You should make a voice actor role so we know that people are voice actors.
I thought we did. We have
No,
character actors,
no,
background
no.
actors.
Plus,
How
like
are
our
we supposed to
usernames
know that they're
too.
voice actors.
Those who
What?
are not in the manga, I think.
Oh,
I think I could also say in the username, like right next to my character Flying Blue, is like Kibi Zoe Durham, and in Bill, I think. Oh yeah, Bill Kai right there too.
yeah. My name is weird because I'm doing this dumb project that I'm working really hard for. where I'm listening to every album of every band mentioned in JoJo. I'm on Dire Straits right now, so I decided to make my username Dire Straits. So don't mind me.
When did that start with the whole adventuring into the music?
The end of April. It's taken a while. I'm not halfway done with part 1 yet, but I'll get there.
When it comes to whether it be like voice acting or music making or artist making, where is like your spot in the house? Like where is your like thinking spot? Like I record in the closet.
I'm in my closet right now.
Harry
I'd
Potter
send a
people.
picture, but I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I'm just on my bed.
I'm right here in my room with the fan off because it causes too much noise next to a keyboard, a bass guitar, and my wall. And this is where I do most of my stuff.
Yeah, nothing's cozier than a closet, man. I love my closet, man. It's hot. It's very hot. No windows, but you know what? It's like no sound.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm currently editing myself over Bill in the thumbnail.
Yeah, is this going to be posted on YouTube, Spotify? Where is this popping?
This will be I'm glad you asked. This will be on YouTube, but eventually if this podcast gets more popular, we might even throw it on Spotify. So, yeah.
Oh.
Like and subscribe, maybe.
Slide to the podcast.
That's what I'm gonna sound like when I try to say that.
Subscribe, please.
Give us internet validation.
Check it out, Bill.
I feed on it.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I've tried. I got a couple people into this project. I have a couple of friends who are like very very like macho personality, and they're like, man, like Beastars is a furry anime. Like I don't want to watch that. And then like 3 days later, they're like, dude, could you please slide a website where I could watch the episodes? I want to watch it.
You have turned them.
It's like its first stage is denial, then curiosity, and then Project Cherryton.
You turned them against me. You've done that yourself.
Oh man,
You've done that yourself.
I can't believe
Your
like
new empire.
heck.
Let's just read the whole scene right now. Let's go. I know all the words. Anakin, my allegiance to the Republic, to democracy.
We're gonna get copyright claimed.
If you're not with me, then you are my enemy. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
Do what I must.
You will try. Yeah.
Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
Speaking of funny, I'm really liking like the little funny scenes we do in our Project Cherryton, like the little comic dubs you do. That's a great idea.
Yeah. We're thinking about doing a compilation, like more than one, and I've gotten some permissions. But we're also trying to finish episode 4 right now.
Yeah.
And we haven't posted in the month of July.
I mean, it's only been 6 days, or as the time of recording, 6 days.
I want
So
to
there are
be
2 videos in
Hinata.
June.
Yeah. Hey, all episodes aside, like we're getting pretty well known on YouTube, man.
Yeah, 220 subscribers.
Yo, guys, you want to look through the analytics right now? I can do that.
Yo,
I
we're
manage
down
the
by
channel.
10 subs last 30 days.
Numbers, man.
Yeah.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
There's a lot of competition right now. Like for what we're doing, it's pretty good. It's really good.
Really,
If you look
Beastars
up
Manga
Beastars
Dubs have
Manga Dub
competition.
in YouTube search, we are like the 7th result. It's pretty good.
Wow, there's
the
people who
first.
are in front of us. How dare they?
Project Cherryton is pretty. It's a pretty unique name. You Google that. I mean, you YouTube that. It's like just right there. It's like props on the title there too.
I wonder who came up with that.
I will say the search does autofill Project Cherryton if you start typing it in, which is pretty
Well, I mean,
sick.
if you type that in enough, it'll automatically do that. So
Yeah,
But I don't
that's
have
why
to.
I have to go into incognito mode to check out my own videos.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Beastars Manga Dub.
Oh, hey, look, Maya has a video.
Yeah, Maya has a video with friggin' 46,000 views.
Dang.
Okay. So, we've gotten better.
Beat me up, Scotty. Beat me up,
Okay.
Scotty.
So I typed Beastars Manga Dub into YouTube search. The first thing is an ad. Second thing is Beastars life after solving Thames murder, Elson Wong. He's pretty prominent. And then the next video is episode 1, which is our most viewed. It has 1.8 thousand.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yesterday we were the 7th result, and today we're the 2nd result. So I don't know. I don't know, but maybe.
We gotta keep the snowball
You guys
rolling.
have only been around for like 3 months as well.
Yeah, we've been out since April. We joined April 14th.
Dude, it took my channel like 6 months to hit 100 subs.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Well, also,
taken my
I've been
channel
trying, like,
5 months to hit 25, like 30 subs. It's
Yeah, my channel is 4 years old and I recently hit 1,000.
Nice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Maya the one who made that one with the toad with the? That's a pretty big pepperoni.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I forgot. It was one of those in a project. Someone made like a video about Toad. Oh hi Mario.
I have no idea.
Either way, I watched it like 500 times. I love Toad voice actors. Yeah, Maya Amano.
I'm searching Beastars Manga Dub right now, and you know, people who keep on saying, "Oh, Beastars isn't a furry anime." Well, the For You, after I searched this, was The Fandom, a furry documentary full movie by Ash Coyote, which I know I know that's been getting a lot of attention because of all the Beastars stuff. I get a whole bunch of furry Instagrams in my recommended, and I've been seeing that all over the place.
Same here.
I'm talking like I'm not a furry.
Yeah.
I stopped denying it.
Same.
It's so weird because it's definitely a good series, but as soon as people say like, "Oh man, is that an animal?" Like, whoa! It's like, come on, give it a shot, you know?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't typically talk about that because it sounds kind of dorky to go, they just don't get it. They don't understand the nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because at the end of the day, yes, it is a furry anime.
The gross ones are like a very small percentage.
there are gross ones. I'm scared.
Don't Google it.
I always start off with the memes. When I introduce someone to Beastars, I just show them memes first, and they're like, you know what's pretty funny, and then they actually check out the series itself.
And then they cry.
I got one of my best friends to suspend his disbelief about it. He still hasn't read the manga yet, though.
Oh wow. Okay. I know now what got me into Beastars, and it wasn't the Netflix series. I remember way back whenever I was still at school, I was searching YouTube, and Lyric Wolf's piano cover of Wild Side came up, and I thought, Beastars, is that a band? And so I watched it, and I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I threw it aside for 3 months until I got back on Netflix. That seems to happen a lot
I remember
with me.
what got me into Beastars. It was Caravan Palace's Lone Digger music video.
Oh man, I remember that one.
Oh, I remember what got me into Beastars. It was Robin Hood, the Disney film.
Just keep going further back. Oh, it was Space Jam.
Damn.
I was gonna say Zootopia, but all right.
Yeah. How about you, Smoke? How did Smoke their way up to this project in Beastars?
Bruh.
Well, my friend Sunny talked about it with Raz. He talked about the Beastars manga, and he said like, "Oh, there's like this anime called Beastars." I was like, "Oh, what is it?" He's like, "Oh, it's basically about this wolf named Legosi who has a life and he almost ate this rabbit." So then I read the manga from chapter 1 to chapter 158 at the time on Manga Dex, and then I joined into the r/Beastars for the Discord server, and they were showing the subtitled Beastars, all 12 of them, and I watched all of it.
Nice.
So that's how I got into it, and I'm very up to date with the manga, and there's some crazy stuff that happened in the r/Beastars for the Discord server. I'll tell you that one. let's just say there used to be a rooftop voice channel in text because people were horny for the characters, but they got rid of it because some people were too horny, so they replaced it with Lifestars and General 2 and General 3 text channels.
Dang. Thank you, Internet.
Yeah,
I got one crazy story that I don't know if it's gonna make it to YouTube.
This is all going to make it onto
this-
YouTube.
Alright. Well, kids, cover your fucking ears.
Kappa is watching.
Alright, so I was in like rooftop because I wanted to talk to some people. They were just chill, having fun. All of a sudden, this girl comes in and she says this. Gosh, I want to shove a 17-inch dildo up my pussy. I was like, what?
Oh my god.
I was
Nice.
like, wow! And then, like,
Our video is
Discord-
now restricted.
Discord removed
too young
me
for
from
this.
the Discord call, and I actually appreciate that because I did not want to come back there again.
Dang.
Jeez.
No, it's hard to control people like that because they don't have like their own like limit on that. It's like whoa, it's like it makes it awkward for everyone.
Dude, just type it out or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear that. Also, sorry
really
for me
funny
being restricted.
If
I'm
that got
sorry.
censored with like a comedic beat.
Just add some Ed and Eddie sounds. Those are they never
No,
fail.
just
You know?
add a squeaky noise. Add that.
Censor
I
random
can
things.
do
Like
that.
censor this and
Yeah.
this and this.
Yeah.
But do it all in post.
You
For the
know,
most part,
you know
though,
that I'm
everyone's very
doing
chill.
nothing in post. I'm keeping this all raw.
Like, look. Okay, I'll show you. Like, I can actually do the squeak.
Oh, screencast. Here we go.
Face reveal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
No squeak or
Yeah,
anything.
that's people used to do noise effects back in the day. Man, speaking of noise effects, I think as far as voices go, Donald Duck is probably one of the voices I appreciate the most.
Yeah,
I
it's so
can't do
difficult.
Donald Duck.
How do you do that?
It took like, if I remember, it took the recent Donald Duck maybe a lot of years to do it. Maybe 7 years or something like that. I could be wrong, but it took him a long time to perfect the recent Donald Duck voice actor.
I used to have a bus driver who could do it.
Oh man, that's
I used to have a bunch of friends at school who could do it, but then, I changed schools and never met them again.
yeah.
I know a friend that could do a awesome Pikachu voice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, anyone like fun fact about wquiz, lolly voices activate my fight or flight response.
You saying that is activating my flight or flight response.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, speaking of voices, like and we got to mention the stars of the show. Legoshi and Louis. Man, like Legoshi's voice is really good on this dub.
Okay, so you're not talking about Jonah.
Are we talking about Jonah or Jake?
Jake.
Is it Jake? I think it's Jake. Jake's like the one that's now, right?
Jake is the
For
is the
Cherryton? For Project Cherryton?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
Jake, not so silent
Oh,
Jake.
yeah.
Not Jonas Scott. Jonas Scott's like he's on a top tippity top tier.
Official, yes.
Yeah.
Jonah,
Jake
if you're
is
listening to
interesting
this,
voice.
please join us.
Jake has an interesting voice because I heard of it like the first time and I was like, oh, the voice is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Because
yeah.
I didn't know that to take of it. And then I hear Louis' voice and I was like, huh. Like I wonder how this will go like to the rest of the manga.
Yeah, me and
Because
just Jake, so those of you listening, I just want to tell you that Sheeb, yes.
Looks like
Okay,
we will have
our
another
buddy
person
boy
joining.
Sheeb is about to pop in.
Drum roll.
So our buddy Jake here, he does our Legosi. In the last project, he used to be, "Hi Sheeb, how's it going?"
Sheep.
It's our guy.
How are you?
We are vibing. I'm talking about how Jake is such a cool dude. So Jake and I were both on the old project, the one that fell apart. And he used to be the Louis for that project, and so he came over here while we were still kind of mutinying, and we were like, yo, this dude is a good Lugosi, so he's our Lugosi now. But the most surprising thing is that his voice is not much different than his Lugosi voice. Like,
whenever we eventually get Jake in on the
podcast,
the people will hear.
Yeah. Once we get him in here, he's very quiet. I mean, his name is Jake the Silent, but follow him on Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I haven't got the opportunity to talk to Jake that much, but not one time I did get to hear his voice.
Yeah,
it's so like I feel like I'm listening to the dub.
I tried having a conversation with Jake once, but I don't know. The best way to describe it is like the vibrating dog from Undertale.
Yeah,
his voice is interesting.
I'm not really good at keeping. I'm not really good at keeping connections with people, but I always try at least once.
Yeah.
Oh, that's everyone.
I always try to follow everyone as much as I can on Instagram and Twitter.
I don't do that though. I gotta keep my follow count low so people don't think I just followed a bunch of people to get my followers.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the thing. On my Twitter, I only follow people who are part of the group and, famous musicians, because it's not my personal, it's my business. And I'm not making a personal Twitter.
I gotta make a business.
I don't even follow a lot of my own friends.
I run the Project Cherryton Twitter. You should follow that if you're listening. It's at Project Cherryton, but there's no O between the T and the N because there's a character limit. You should also follow at JJombus because I'm vibing.
Maybe it should have been like PRJT. Sorry, PRJC2.
I just followed Project Cherryton. Hell yeah.
Hey, nice. I'm gonna go check that. See if you're being legit here.
Jumping in the call.
I'm schmoop.
I followed the Twitter before.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Yeah, like on my Twitter, I'm following 23 people, and they all have something to do with music or the project. Like, except in the case of the Odd Ones Out.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, no, social media, especially like Project Cherryton and voice acting in general, it's like we're living in a more professional state, and man, I gotta make a professional account because on my Instagram it's like, Carl Serrano, voice actor, and then the next day I'll post a video of a dog breakdancing.
Yeah, no, I can't do that because like even if I try to be professional, like I think I've lost my shot at a role once because I was very anxious and awkward because of my anxiety, and so I don't even bother putting on professional things. At the end of the day, if I'm gonna DM the person, it's gonna be very obvious that's a front. So whatever.
It's a scary world out there, yeah.
Yeah. Voice acting's fun though. I've been told for like years to have at least someone of a distinctive voice.
You really do.
Oh, it's great.
That.
Like friggin' when I was like 12, the whole reason why my YouTube channel started was because I had a friend who was like 15, and he said that he thought that I would be good for like narration.
Yeah. So the only experience I had with voice acting or voiceover before I did the audition just out of the blue for Bill was a podcast that we had to make for a school project.
Not your first time podcasting.
Well, I edited it in GarageBand, and it was one podcast, like one episode.
How'd it go?
We got an A on it. It was great.
Nice,
I did a great
man.
job. I have.
Is there a set topic or anything?
It's about the boll weevil and how it affected the American South during Reconstruction.
Nice. Hey man, grades reflect everything, and that A sounds good.
If you guys want to hear it, I will DM you the 5 parts that I separated it into to send it on Discord.
As far as voice acting goes, I professionally like sitting down and saying I'm gonna do this a year, but I definitely started when I started playing Overwatch. I listened to Junkrat, and I heard one of his voice lines like Happy Halloween or happy like something about barbecue, and I imitated that, and then eventually I just went from server to server doing a jackass impression of Junkrat, and you know what? It's like it was fun being someone you're not for a while. You know, being like a tell them to get they started.
Oh wow, that's
Nice.
actually real good. As
but
someone who
I
bought
never played
Overwatch
Overwatch.
recently.
Mine way from like two different ways. You can either say I've been doing it since January of 2019, or you can say I've been doing it since like 2014.
Yeah, it feels good to be somewhat like, at least in Project Cherryton, because you know, we represent characters, and it's cool to have someone be like, you know, I relate to that son of a gun on that character on the show.
I mean, I've never been one for impressions. Like, I mean, I don't think it could ever be part of like a podcast specifically about voice acting because, I kind of already mentioned it, but my way of voice acting isn't like most people. It's not some complex process. I've never taken like vocal lessons. I've never taken like choir. I know nothing about singing. I know nothing about voice and stuff. But I mean, I don't even do impressions. I can't do impressions too well.
It'd be good to learn, man.
But since,
Hurt.
no. But since I was like 10 or something, me and my sister would put something on the TV, and then we would mute it and turn on the captions, and we would just dub over it for some reason, and that kind of ended up being like accidental practice for voice acting.
Oh yeah.
And then so in January of 2019 is when I started making dubs and when I started auditioning for stuff.
I have, to be honest, I have yet to take dubbing seriously, to be honest. Yeah.
Well-
I take it too seriously.
Most of us are amateurs. I'm gonna say
That's
say
true.
most of us
Yeah.
because we have been blessed with the presence of Jacob Wilson. We got Cashew on here. What's his Twitter? I can plug that.
Can I say one thing about Jacob? If you don't,
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it, man.
I went to college with.
Whack, dude. That's awesome.
Wow.
Small
I
world,
did
small
project
world.
biology. I was gonna tell him about this project, but I guess never. I didn't want to bother him, but sure enough, he shows up later.
Yeah, I think our vocal director Goose had him come in.
Dude,
But yeah.
I am a professional amateur.
Yo.
Professional amateur.
I can't be a professional.
Yeah.
I can be a professional amateur. So
Like amateur, not, you know, we're not like at Comic-Con panels, but we're free followers. You know, we're straight in the middle, and I think we're gonna go up.
And
Well,
any last
we-
words until we wrap it up?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
we
have an
go-
entire
Called
new
it.
person.
Oh,
This is how we're
no.
gonna wrap it up.
I called it.
Sorry, Maya. We're just about to end.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go down the line. You say one thing each, and then we can wrap it up.
Yep.
What's
Yeah.
up, Maya?
Your channel.
Subscribe to her.
Well,
Oh no,
everyone,
she got Thanos
Subscribe to
snap.
Maya Amano.
as Vin Diesel once said, put your pedal to the metal and be the best that you can.
Alrighty.
This is making me want to say be the best beast man you can be, but that's the wrong anime.
I guess I can go. You know, we're just do this, man. The only way to go forward is taking the first step in front, and that's what we're doing right here, right now, with this podcast, with these episodes, and we're gonna nail this Beastars server, Project Cherryton.
Heck yeah.
Yo.
Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.
Yep.